There are many household footballers who have changed their names. Stereotypically, these tend to be South American football players. So why do certain players decide to go with just one name? Brazilian footballers such as Pele, Ronaldo, Kaka and Neymar have long since followed in the tradition of going by just a singular name, unlike most Western nations where players are known by their first and surname. So why do they do this? For example, Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson's full name is Alisson Ramses Becker, while the Man City shot-stopper is known formally as Ederson Moraes. One of the most popular modern-day uses of the name is Neymar, commonly known as Neymar Jr, but whose full name is Neymar de Silva Santos Jr. There are many countless more examples. Chelsea forward Willian is formerly known as Willian Borges de Silva. Manchester United's Fred goes by Federico Rodrigues de Paula Santos. In short, there's no specific cultural reasoning for certain Brazilian footballers to choose to go by just one name. Typically, it's due to the fact that most Brazilian full names are complicated and long, which lead footballers to shorten their names or choose a nickname in order to be more easily recognised by their international fans. Brazilian football fans also christen their football ideals with their own personal nickname to create a more personal and unique bond, something that is also done in England when fans affectionately call Paul Gascoigne Gazza. But let's pick out some players who've changed their names and find out why they chose their new one. Have you ever wondered why Brazilian striker Hulk is called Hulk? It won't come as a surprise to hear that he wasn't born Hulk. He was born Givanildo Vieira de Souza. There are some reports that it was a nickname given to him by his father because he liked Marvel comics. However, there's a far more likely reason for the name. He started out his professional career in Japan, being known simply as Givanildo. However, he received the stage name Hulk from his time at Tokyo Verdy because of his physical style of play and in relation to the green jerseys of the Japanese club team. That makes a lot more sense. So what about some others? Mexican player Jesus Corona was given the nickname Tecatito because they were sponsored by Tecate beer and they didn't want to have his own name Corona, also the name of a competing beer, on his jersey. When Jesus Corona was playing in Mexico for Monterrey and they were competing at the 2012 FIFA Club World Cup, beer company Carta Blanca were the sole kit sponsor, so the name Corona was not displayed on the back of his shirt, but instead Jesus C was printed on the back. It feels like only a matter of time before Jesus Corona's football career crosses paths with another beer brand, which will force him to change name once more. Pele, arguably the most famed Brazilian footballer, has no link to his full real name, Edson Arantes de Nascimento. The story of his own etymology is that he couldn't pronounce of his then favourite footballer, Vasco da Gama goalkeeper, Pele, and so he turned it into Pele. In his autobiography, Pele stated that he had no idea what the name means, nor did his old friends, apart from the assertion that the name is derived from that of Bile, and that it is Hebrew for miracle. The name Pele has no meaning in Portuguese. England and Spurs midfielder Dele Alli was born Bami Dele Alli, but now simply has the name Dele on the back of his shirt. The story behind this decision is more serious and sad. Dele announced in 2016 that he had decided to change his name on the reverse of his match shirt from Ali to Dele due to feeling no connection to the Ali surname. He said, "I wanted a name on my shirt that represented who I am, and I feel I have no connection with the Ali surname. This is not a decision I have taken without a lot of thought and discussion with family close to me." As a teenager, Ali moved out of his mother's house and lived with a couple called Alan and Sally Hickford. His mother was said to be dealing with alcoholism at the time, and the move was seen as a way of Ali being able to realise his dream of being a professional footballer, and his mother Denise being able to focus on overcoming her addiction. There are many more examples, and Dele Alli is not the only example of changing his name owing to not liking his family name. Barcelona forward Memphis Depay has just Memphis on the back of his shirt, having been abandoned by his father at a young age. He prefers to be called by just his first name. Dutch football legend Ruud Gullit was born Rudy Dil in Amsterdam to George Gullit, a Suriname migrant who arrived in the Netherlands with Herman Rijkaard, the father of Frank Rijkaard, and Ria Dil, his mother. When Gullit was coming through the ranks as an academy player was when he first took to using his father's surname rather than his registered surname, as he thought it sounded more like a football player. However, officially, he retained his mother's surname and continues to sign all contracts as Ruud Dil. But what about in the cases of Enzo Zidane and Jordi Cruyff, the sons of the legendary Zinedine Zidane and Johan Cruyff? Enzo deciding to instead take his first name on his jersey. He says it helped in the beginning of his career in dealing with the pressure that comes with wearing the name Zidane. And Jordi was the same. Imagine the amount of pressure that comes along with being the son of the legendary Johan Cruyff. We can understand their reasoning. And I leave you with my favourite name change of them all, Charlie Oatway, best known for his time at Brighton. His actual name is Anthony, Philip, David, Terry, Frank, Donald, Stanley, Jerry, Gordon, Stephen, James Oatway, owing to the fact that the former Brighton midfielder's parents are massive Queen's Park Rangers fans. Oatway was named after the entire 1973 Rangers team. Charlie is just a nickname. He once said, "An aunt told my parents they couldn't name me after the QPR team because I'd look a right Charlie." And the name, well, it just stuck.